Proclamation judicial, not a Mason official. Temple head on a swivel, see rights are not civil. Jurisdiction challenge, railroaded acquittal. Ex parte, no trial, dismissal is artificial. Straw man is not a lawman, but ends legis. In color of courts, more racket than tennis. Where colored man has no rights. And sicker this more thing, Jamal and Black Knight. Robin Hood is Z, not Cornish, but Moorish American. Stand on squares, surging adrenaline. Take notice, for the cross with a fez on. Your favorite rapper has a dress on and leave press on. Take notice, you got hex and lost focus. While I see with eyes behind my head like Jokic. Are you listening or under hypnosis? Is intelligence overpowered by your emotions? Take notice, crack scene shots give blood clots, no what the Gen Z zombie culture. No Thanksgiving eating thighs of turkey vultures. Never see slaves, only black or more sculptures. Take notice, storms and swarms locusts. When affirming, no claps, hands, palms open. That man's with hugs, brotherly love, holy covenant. Take notice, Moorish government, unconscious Moors used to meet quotas. Chicago congressman won from the Moorish voters. Take notice, proclamation judicial, not a Mason official. Temple head on a swivel, see rights are not civil. Jurisdiction challenge, railroaded acquittal. Ex parte, no trial, dismissal is artificial. Straw man is not a lawman, but ends legis. In color of courts, more racket than tennis. Where colored man has no rights. And sicker this more thing, Jamal and Black Knight. Robin Hood is Z, not Cornish, but Moorish American. Stand on squares, surging adrenaline. Take notice, for the cross with a fez on. Your favorite rapper has a dress on and leave press on. Take notice, you got hex and lost focus. While I see with eyes behind my head like Jokic. Are you listening or under hypnosis? Is intelligence overpowered by your emotions? Take notice, crack scene shots give blood clots, no what the Gen Z zombie culture. No Thanksgiving eating thighs of turkey vultures. Never see slaves, only black or more sculptures. Take notice, storms and swarms locusts. When affirming, no claps, hands, palms open. That man's with hugs, brotherly love, holy covenant. Take notice, Moorish government, unconscious Moors used to meet quotas. Chicago congressman won from the Moorish voters. Elders took notice to what Drew Ali said. Oscar Bay next to the prophet cause the priest is dead. Bay Anderson on his right, Moorish hijab. Right to bear arm, Moors might wear a niqab. Law and order mind, traitors drawing quarter time. Cutting off hands and ears for committing a crime. Vegan beef with dirty Moors is not a family feud. Families fight, one's wrong, have perception skewed. Spiritual altitude, lower self-subdued. No sucrose drinks or European poison foods. Holistic verses, my flow is alkalines. Pastor only speaking tongues from altar wines. For treason they all face the firing line. Most bystander not preventing the crime. Society invites it, then rewrites it. If a battle can't be won, don't fight it. Not saying see corruption and be silent, be defiant. Never punish all the clever corporate tyrants. Take notice. Politicians touch their own children. Yours get shot up and in the news for causing killings. Calling them black translates to living in death. Trans march for rights with their BIPOC breath. Take notice. Sex ed taught in daycare. False evidence appearing real is how you say fear. Claim you're woke but still you're dead and sleeping. Can't you see you popping pills for the thrill seeking? Thinking they can fly. Off balconies leaping. One's facelift like weekend. Too much competing. Trying to be someone else. Won't be themselves. Skinny jeans got their manhood. Short like elves. Weaves and eyelashes puckering lips and tongues out. Should be enough to have dad's guns out. Take notice. We sit back and watch it happen. He's in extensions, lap dancing devils while rapping. She's in every video twerking, ass slapping. Y'all are Victor and Dre and Shot, dildo strapping. I see what they're trying. I took notice. I see their motives as they're bringing 12 roses. Bullets are used on blacks now, not fire hoses. Necrophiliacs and bodies before it decomposes. Take notice.
It ended up being real slow and chopping you up, man. So forgive me on that. But folks, when they were coming on, yeah, we had like 2 or 3 people come on, you know, talking and sounding real ignorant because they don't know, you know, the law. Then you have folks like 10 people in the chat putting stuff like that out there, but they won't come on.
Right. All right, go ahead, brother. We got two nobles on here. Noble Antonio L. Go ahead, Ken.
I don't really have nothing to say. I just heard you was talking about those Moors. You know, they don't represent everybody. You know, we live a private life, and we learn how to defend those things that those Moors were doing. We don't even, like in our camp, we don't even call them Moors. Even though they may be living by some kind of Moor teachings, they're not in the MSTLA, they're not in the Clock of Destiny. Like the brother said, those are like rope Moors. We have a system on how we defend ourselves, our position, who we is, and how we go about and what we do. We have our Constitution. Our stuff is inside the Department of Justice. We have our legal guide. It's the way that we operate. And those things that they was doing, like, it's no problem, like, having guns and doing all that stuff. Like,
so what are you talking about? If there's no problem having guns and all this stuff and what you're talking about, then what are you talking about? You're on here to say what? I'm going back again, because we were just watching the semantics going on with today's sessions. And when you see color of law, automatically that disqualifies all the proceedings. As soon as you recognize, hold on a second, that was color of law, proceedings are over. These people are doing a inquisition right now. They're doing an inquisition right now. Inquisition against the Moors. What lane you in? You in the lane with the Moors, or you in the lane with the modern European colonists who are violating these Moors? Been violating these Moors. Been violating them. They didn't just start violating them yesterday. Been violating them. And we talk about they got obstruction charges and they got don't do this charges because Rhode Island said that they did something, so they're criminal. Obstruction charge? Make somebody a criminal? Obstruction charge. Really? Don't give their name charge? Makes them violent? If you think that they're violent because you went and checked their file under the straw name, and straw name is talking about these people got charges for obstruction, so that means that they're violent. If you're riding with that instead of riding with free these Moors because they didn't do anything wrong, we know you're a traitor. If you're giving me your opinion about everything that they should have did, but you're not there with remedy doing anything, STFU. Don't talk. If you got all the remedy in the world, because your whatever is where it's at, now how come you're not there doing anything? Oh, well, they never told me to be there. Oh, so what the hell are you talking for then? What are you talking for? Talking for anything? But nobody's not gonna bring up the fact that the Moor got to call his own witness out the courtroom. You're not gonna talk about that. You're not gonna talk about the dog and pony show called The Court going on in the corporate United States, where they kidnap these Moors, and the only reason that they can do what they're doing is, one, because of traitors on the Moor side, and two, because of Negro black color people who want to be everything except Moors. That's why everything is all messed up right now. Because the people who are on the Moor side and they're talking negative about them, and they should have did this, they should have did that, instead of just supporting them because they have a holy covenant to rep their brother when they're in adversity. And clearly these Moors are in adversity. Nothing to debate. They are in adversity right now. If you're telling me that they're not in adversity right now, then you're a traitor. If you're telling me that, you know, I'm not going to make no comment, but we support those Moors and we hope they get out of this stuff and everything will be all right. Thumbs up for you. Thanks for not leaving a comment. Thanks for not giving your opinion about what you don't know anything about. We give honors to you for that. But all you opinion people, all you people who just started getting views right now because you had Moors, Rise of the Moors in your title of your thing, now you got 50,000 views on videos after you were getting 12 views. F all you people. All you. As soon as you start talking something negative and not in support of these brothers versus these foreign European colonists who are violating the law, because all of them take an oath to the Constitution, not their little statutes that they're trying to push on people as the law. Supreme law of the land's Constitution. Oh yeah, but because you dumb Negroes and dirty Moor traitors, these European colonists could do what they want to anybody, anywhere in the world, because of dumb niggers and then Moors who are traitors and sellouts. And we know you people are traitors and sellouts as soon as you talk against your own versus a European. Oh yeah, that's where we got cut off at. So if this pedophile child rapist who's a Moor, and these Europeans caught him in the city of or the state of, and then there says the jurisdiction over him. No, you're not. You bring him over here. We'll deal with him. Because we don't condone any BS activity on our side of the nation either. Pyramid side, we don't play any BS about touch children and stuff like that. So you don't worry about what's going to happen. Just know that we'll deal with him and we'll send you the report after we deal with him. If it's like that, if you're playing those type of jurisdiction games. So same thing with these Moors. They should have went out there and made the call. Oh, Rise of the Moors. Oh, Rise of the Moors. Oh, they had a Moroccan flag out there. All right, well, let's look up Rise of the Moors and see what comes up. Rise of the Moors. Oh, yeah, website. Email address. All right, well, let's email them and see what happens. Yeah, you know, we're the highwaymen, whatever like that. We just kidnap whoever. They say that they're Moors. We saw them with the Moroccan flag out there. We're just checking you to verify, are these people really Moors, and do they have these rights called right to bear arms and right to free travel back and forth on their vast estate and right to this and that? Do they really have those things? We just want to verify, because you can't really take what they're saying as legitimate, because, you know, they're just on the side of the highway. Nobody want to give ID and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So we just want to find out whatever. Then they're going to get an email back. Yep, we're the representatives of the individuals that you have in question. List all the names. Then they go check them. Hey, what's your name? Name on the paper. All right. What's your name? Name on the paper. What's your name? Name on the paper. What's your name? Name on the paper. Go all down the line. After they go down the line and they realize that, oh, they actually are not U.S. citizens. They actually are not wards of the state and 14th Amendment citizens. They actually have a nationality, and they belong to a nation called the Moorish Nation, and they have a body politic called Rise of the Moors, who verified who these people are. All right, just come on down, talk to Sergeant whoever or Warden whoever, and we'll release them to your custody. And that's it. That's all. What else has to happen? Why isn't that happening? Oh yeah, because of all these niggers that want to stay nigger, and all the traitors on our side of the movement that thought it was a joke and unreal. This is not some rocket science stuff. Because we already know Moors who have done that. And people got out. We already know Moors who said for themselves, hey, I'm not Negro, black, colored, I'm not a ward of the crown. You know what I mean? You don't have any jurisdiction. I challenge the jurisdiction of the court. Oh, guess you know more than we thought you knew. Case dismissed. People are making this way more than what it is. It's not that serious. It's only that serious if you watch the news. If you watch the idiot box. You watch the idiot box? If you watch the idiot box to find out what's going on with regard to Rise of the Moors and all that stuff, if that's what you're watching as to find out what's going on, remember it's called an idiot box. And the box isn't the idiot. In case you didn't know. The box isn't the idiot. Why it's called the idiot box.
They violated a lot of the laws on both sides. Even the laws that the Prophet laid down, and even the laws that CMB laid down. And even the laws of the Old Testament. That's the laws of this land over here. So like
what are you talking about, laws of the Old Testament? What are you talking about, somebody violated the laws of the Old Testament so they're supposed to be in court by some Europeans right now? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's just see. Let's just double check. Make sure that a Moor just said. A Moor just said. Hold on. Let's just let them. Hold on a second.
So this is what we're gonna do, man. We have to date with these people, man. Here's what you're gonna do. Now calm down. Some decorum. Stop talking for a minute.
About them putting stuff like that inside the chat.
I just heard you was talking about those Moors. You know, they don't represent everybody. You know, we live a private life, and we learn how to defend ourselves. Those things that those Moors were doing. We don't even, like in our camp, we don't even call them Moors. Even though they may be living by some kind of Moorish teachings, they're not in the MSTLA, they're not in the Clock of Destiny. Like the brother said, those are like rope Moors. We have a system on how we defend ourselves, our position, who we is, and how we go about and what we do. We have our Constitution. Our stuff is inside the Department of Justice. We have our legal guide. It's the way that we operate. And those things that they was doing, like, it's no problem, like, having guns and doing all that stuff. But they violated a lot of the laws on both sides. Even the laws that the Prophet laid down, and even the laws that CMB laid down. And even the laws of the Old Testament. That's the laws of this land over here.
What laws of the Old Testament did they violate? What laws of the Old Testament are you talking about? Thought y'all are Muslim. Oh, y'all Muslim? Let me tell you about Old Testaments. Old Testament's your stuff? How about we go to the Moors' Holy Testament, the Circle 7 Quran, which is our holy book. You tell me about somebody violated some stuff that's not. How they violate Noble Drew Ali's stuff. How they violate CMB's stuff. How they violate some Old Testament. If Drew Ali told these Moors the holy teaching of Jesus was to the common people to redeem them from under the great pressure of the hands of the unjust. Same people who have these Moors in court right now, the unjust. That the rulers and the rich would not oppress the poor. Also, that the lion and the lamb may lay down together, and neither would be harmed when morning came. These teachings were not accepted by the rulers and the rich, because they loved the principles of the 10 Commandments. Through the 10th Commandments, the rulers and the rich live, while the poor suffer and die. So how come these Moors are telling you that Rise of the Moors violated the law of the rulers and the rich who are oppressing you? So they're wrong. How come they're not saying nothing to this colonist? You ever wonder they're not saying anything to the colonists? You ever wonder how come when certain Moors talk, they always talk to you about some temple or some organization or Great Seal, and we're MSTA, and we're you're a corporation? You're a religious corporation? How's that? Great Seal? You're a, how are you SEAL? I thought you're a Moorish American. You're a SEAL now? How are you a SEAL? Tell me that you're a Great Seal. You're a SEAL. You tell me that you're MSTA. You're a religious corporation. It's not a human being. It's not a living entity, sentient being. That's corporation. But you notice that it's these club Moors who are riding with these Hebrew Israelite traitors. Who these Hebrew Israelite traitors are telling you, these Hebrew Israelite traitors are telling you, let's highlight this because they have their stuff set up so you can't read what's on their website. Right, that's how they set it up. These Hebrew Israelites talking crazy about Rise of the Moors are telling you a spokesman for men, real swagger, Hebrew guy. Hebrew guy telling you get his whatever and a real swagger. Hebrew guy telling you how I did an assumed name certificate 300. Hebrew guy telling you set off, settle, and close debts the creditors way 500. Remember, these are your boys, Moors. You Moors going on these Traitors platforms and trying to drag Moors into your BS because you want piece of the pie. You want piece of the pie? As a Moor, no pie for you. Starve. Bunch of traitors. Now how are you going to eat? Let's see how you eat now, you traitors. Redemption of your Sestiki Trust extended, 500. Original document restoration, 300. Liberate the oppressed. Freedom from servitude is staying on your grind and hustle, 425. 425. They're not done. They're not done. One-on-one in-person coaching with Tazadak. The same guy right here talking crazy for the last week about Moors. Shoulda this and Moors shoulda that. How come you didn't bring some of these $400 processes to help the Moors if they work so well? Traitors. All of Tazadak's books. All of Tazadak's books at a university of SPC discount. $1,200 to $100, $1,200 to $2,400. They got it like that. They didn't just run down there and help the Moors. Please. These people are robbers. Same thing that Noble Drew Ali told you about all these traitors. Same thing. Same thing. Drawley told you about all these traitors. Told you about them. Told you about them. Oh, the price list ain't done. They're not done. Books. 1,200. See how they got the smoke? Why are they playing smoke and mirror games with you? Social distancing, COVID-19, debt, whatever. 500. Discharge of obligation, 500. Fistful of credit, 600. Load more. Load more. You got more? You got more than that? You can't have more than that. Load more. Oh, and then it gets to the merchandise and stuff. Right? 3-step process. 18 hours of right knowledge. 500. This is what these people are on. These are the people who you're going to listen to, opposed to listening to Noble Drawley. Stop foreclosure, 2,200. Sovereign marriage, 300. What the hell is a sovereign marriage? Sovereign marriage is like sovereign citizen, a fraud. These are the people y'all listening to, talking crazy against Moorish Americans, who they're supposed to be in line with. I don't care what they did. If it's a European versus a Moor, you better be riding with the Moor. I don't care what they did. That's diversity. You talk about unity and all this stuff, but then what? The little brother who's facing gun charges because he didn't have a dad in his life, he has to do 20 years? Opposed to him saying, I'm a Moor, and then them giving him to us and let us deal with him? If they really want to solve the Negro problem, let the Moors solve the Negro problem. We know how. Send them to us when they do criminal stuff. We'll get them to the right places for them to get their stuff right. Because we have all the lessons that everybody else got to save themselves that our people don't want. Because they want to play Negro, black, colored people. And they want to play dirty Moors. These Moors going camping, you telling me BS about court? What court you talking about? What court? That's not a court that they're in right now. What are you talking about? How is that a court that they're in right now? Those are European colonists. Murdered people, murdered air, murdered plant life, murdered aquatic life. Have tankers spilling oil, killing animal life. And you're telling me about their court? You're a traitor. You're a traitor and a sellout. If you're such a traitor and a sellout, you should be hung. Especially if you're siding with people who, they're not Moors if they're telling you 5,500. They're telling you 5,500 for a package. And those are Moors, but the ones who are true and de jure and doing this out of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, oh, we're not Moors, we're the terrorists. Moors just going camping, they're terrorists. Please, we've had situations. We know Moors, Moorish Americans, who have been in situations where they got pulled over, no license, no whatever, no whatever. The highwayman that stops them says, you can't prove it. I want to see your license. I don't care what you say that you got. Where's your license? Moor said, call the supervisor. Supervisor shows up. You got somebody who could verify what you're telling me right now? Yep. Call the Moor up. Yep. Could you verify that? Whatever. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Goes over there. Yep. Everything that he says, that's what it is. Oh. All right. Well, next time, make sure you whatever, ream him out for doing whatever BS that he did. And they go about their business. I've gotten calls personally from Moors at a store getting taxes off, and they called. I'm at whatever store. Could you tell this lady that we have tax exempt status? All right. Hi, this is whoever manager of the whatever. He's saying he's indigenous or whatever like that. I don't believe that this is real. No, it's real. Here's our address, 2530 Eglinton Avenue West. Here's our phone number, 647-748-6664. Leave a message. Yeah. He's indigenous. He's part of a body of indigenous Moors that don't pay taxes. Oh, I learned something today. Thank you very much, Mr. L. And they go about their business. So why is this different? They got out the car with the guns and did they aim them at somebody? Why do you think all the guns were pointing down when they got out? Because they planned to murder somebody? They came out violently with the arms pointing down and the safeties on. That makes sense to you? Well, you see, what the Moors should have did was, no, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the Moors should have did anything. Where's the crime? Where's the injured party? If there's no crime or injured party, zip the lip. Nothing to talk about. And the judge supposed to be telling all you people zip your lip. Didn't all those highwaymen take an oath to enforce the Constitution? Law enforcement code of ethics? And if they took an oath to enforce the Constitution, and then some people were exercising Constitution, then shouldn't they be enforcing it? Shouldn't they be like, oh, you're going to training on the thing? Oh, we know a shortcut right over there. Just let me get in the front, fill up, let me get in the front, and then I'll take you over to the spot. I don't know, you guys were the indigenous people and all that stuff. Thought you were some black guys trying to, oh, no, we're not. We're just going to go shoot in the bushes. That ain't no big deal. We got some camping stuff in the back. You know what I mean? You know, we open it up. You can search if you want. Oh, no, that's no problem. That's no problem. You know, in this state, you shouldn't really be walking around like this because, you know, it's kind of dangerous. You know, lucky you got me. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of the good ones. You know, I'm one of the good ones. I see that you came out the car with your arms down. That's pretty good. Is that part of your are you guys part of some Marine Corps or something like that? Oh no, we're the Moorish Militia. You know, we're just going over there just to go train. You know. Notice he pulled up on us, so we've had some situations and stuff is really funny right now. Oh, it's interesting. No, I just saw you pulled over. I'm just checking to see what's up. All right. You need any help putting the gas in? No, we'll be all right. The Moorish Militia, huh? Yeah. You mean the Moors from Spain and the 7-Eleven and all that? Yeah. Interesting. Got a card or something? Just like, you know, just since you're going through the state, you know what I mean? I just want to make sure I could give my commanding chief a contact number. You know. Got an address or something that we could put down as well? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, well, you know, happy hunting. You know, no, we're not hunting. We're just gonna go shoot bricks. You know, it's not a hunting thing. You know, we're just practicing. Practicing? What do you mean you're practicing? What you guys planning to do something? No. You know, every state has right to a militia. You know, well regulated. You know, I'm ex-Marine and all that. So, oh, thank you for your service and all that. Matter of fact, I'll just escort you in case you don't get stopped again by anybody else, you know, because they're a little trigger happy around here. You already know how it is. You know, this is Massachusetts. You know, this is the most corrupt state and all that stuff. The entire judicial system over here is tainted. So you probably don't want to be around here with the arms out. You know what I mean? I would suggest you just pack them up right now, put them somewhere safe, right? And then when you get to wherever you're going at, then you can pull them out and do the whatever. Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. We didn't. You pack their stuff up, lock it away properly, take off his little camera or whatever like that. You guys packed away the things? All right, I'm gonna put the camera back on. Yeah, so, yeah, all right, everything's packed up. Thank you very much, Mr. Bay and all the gentlemen of the Moorish Militia. And you guys have a good time. No crime. There's nothing to talk about. Nobody injured. Nothing to talk about. Period. All this other stuff that's going on, that's for all the dummies. That's for all the dummies. And for all the traitors to have something to talk about, try to make the Moors look like. The Moors don't know what they're talking about. They went to court. They said delegation of authority order. The judge laughed. Said she's not hearing any of this. Oh, those Moors are stupid because they don't know the law. They're just playing games. Really? So you're trying to tell me that she's really a judge? And you're trying to tell me that all those officers of the court in there against these Moors isn't a conflict of interest? Because all of them passed the bar and all of them are officers of the court? Isn't that conflict of interest 2 times? So if that's conflict of interest 2 times, how is their court going on? Oh, that's right. Niggers don't read. So you're going to listen to people tell you stuff. And we already got the lesson of Drew Ali. Man knows not by being told. So you're not telling me jack. I'm going to go check. And when I fact check, I realize, hold on a second, no crime. No injured party. Everybody has an oath. Everybody has a bar card. Everybody's in there calling each other friend, and they got these Moors in the back locked up, haven't eaten in a week. And the criminals are the people who haven't eaten in a week. The criminals are the people who were going camping. And the people who made a big deal about some Moors getting out of a car with the arms down and the safety on and having a conversation, extending their hand in conversation, are the criminals. I don't know if we don't get a timestamp, we don't know where that is.
So apparently they weren't studious, and yeah, a lot of the Moors that be like defending them, they be in like the Great Seal, and they be doing that stuff everywhere, not just here. And so I wouldn't even waste my time with them. I wouldn't even argue with them. We kind of just shut them, get them out of our group. I'm subscribed to your YouTube, and I've been following.
Yeah, and I'm a Moor, and I'm subscribed to his YouTube, and he's a traitor. He's a sellout. He's a package seller schemer. I'm subscribed because I already know how these people do. Because more is the topic. That's the topic. If you're not talking about Moors, you're not talking about Jack. Talking about these package sellers out here who are charging you for classes, charging you for a paper, charging you for a file, charging you for a zip drive, charging you for everything, and you're paying $500 for a zip drive? What do I think will be the outcome? In my humble, honest opinion, I think the outcome is going to be color. That's what I think. The outcome's going to be colorable AF. Whether they get dismissed or they give them 500 years. The outcome's going to be color. Because the fact that it got this far is color. Because the stuff wasn't supposed to get past the highway, because the highwayman was supposed to call the chief guy. Chief guy is supposed to come in there, assess the situation, know these people aren't a threat. Please, in this state, there's no gun carrying stuff like that in the open. Maybe you didn't know, maybe you didn't hear or whatever like that, but that's how we do here. Pack up your stuff. We're going to wait for you to pack up your stuff. And once you pack up your stuff, you're free to go wherever you're going. 2 people. That's all it took. What do you think they're going to do? Pull out, start shooting because these people didn't want to... Come on, stop this. Stop this. Please. You can't talk about the Moors will be free if they're in there right now. So don't even talk about free. Because there's no will be free. There shouldn't have even been anything this far. Everything up to this point is color. You know what color means? Look up color in the law dictionary. And don't move past that until this concept is right in your mind. That everything that they're doing is color. So don't tell me about, well, they should have. Can't go there. It's color. Color. Right? Once it starts in fraud, it is fraud until the gavel bangs and the stuff's over. Whatever the response is, if they let them go and give them 50 million, that's color. If they give them 500 years, that's color. So don't be looking at it like when they get out, then that's going to convince people that... No, that's not the right perspective. It's color from the beginning. They shouldn't even got stopped. They had the Moroccan flag out there. What you mean? Everybody knows that's the flag of Morocco. You might not confused about what that flag is. No one should be confused, especially if Hillary was in the Ben Franklin room with the Moroccan flag doing press conferences. Especially if Barack Obama is coming out the doors with the Moroccan flag right there in America. Right? If words had power like that, there would be no Europeans for us to even worry about. So obviously all these word power people aren't using their power properly. Obviously these crystal whoever people are BS with their magic. Because Europeans still colonizing people right now. They're in court right now getting colonized right now. Because they were going camping. Right? And then all the people who got help and they got the most brilliant ideas or whatever, they're behind some camera instead of being in that court demanding the release of these people. Because they're the consul or they're the whatever it is that they claim. I don't care if they know them or not. You got powers like that, then run up in there. Demand a halt to these proceedings. Because we're the consul for all the Moors. Wherever they are, we don't care who they are. They're doing that, then don't take these people serious. Everything's color. And anybody who's riding with it, yeah, well, you should have gone in there, and then when you put down this paper, and then their color too. Their color too. Telling me something about Moors did something, and you people are Moors? Bunch of traitors. That's what you are.
And I noticed that you speak about law is true. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what was going on the call yesterday, but I know the stuff that you talk about. I come from a Hebrew Israelite camp, and I came over to the Moors, understanding that the Phoenicians write in the Hebrew language. You know what I'm saying? And doing nationality. So I deal with the Hebrew Israelite aspect. Y'all my brothers. So I've been following y'all, and everything y'all been teaching on law has been right and correct because I've been using. But we have our own way with our Constitution. But what you speak about is true. So if them Moors that was on the line, they don't understand jurisprudence, and they don't understand how law is. And when you spoke about contract, that's really what it is. And that's all I have to say. You know, I appreciate y'all bringing me on, but I was just coming on the important list of what was going on.
Yeah, let me say this,
some
brother.
Moors, you know.
Yeah, I think your connection's going out and in, brother. But let me say this again, because I said this at the beginning, and some people might have missed it. Like, I'm not saying this about all Moors. I'm a Moor. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I'm saying it about those people that keeps arguing, oh, his constitutional rights. What I'm trying to stress to them, and I think some of them are still not getting it based on the comments in the room, is the very moment that you start to argue, you're arguing a statute. You're not arguing the Constitution. Because the right, if you have a right, that right is already reserved. But when you start arguing, now you start contracting with the state. So that's what they want, and that's how they lure you in. But when you're arguing, you're literally arguing the statute. Because what they're telling you is, well, this is what the statute said. So you're not arguing whether or not the Constitution or the Second Amendment is valid. They already know that. But they're getting you to argue the statute because they start talking about the statute. And this is what the Moors that's arguing this stuff is missing. Like last night posted, man, you got a Second Amendment right. And so now that other guy just came in with another argument saying, where's the injured party? You're arguing, buddy.
How's that arguing? How are you gonna tell me I robbed the jewelry store when I was at my mom's house? What you mean I robbed the jewelry store? Yeah, you robbed the jewelry store. No, I was at my mom's house. What time did the jewelry store get robbed? 7 p.m. I was at my mom's house, 7 p.m. No, you weren't. You were at the jewelry store. You robbed the jewelry store. You're going to sit there? Oh, yeah, fine. I robbed the jewelry store and I'll deal with this on another. No. What you mean argue? They're not a court. Hell do you mean argue? They're colonists. You better say something to these people or they're going to assume jurisdiction over you. And that's how they win, by assuming jurisdiction. They assume jurisdiction over you. Why do they assume jurisdiction over you? Because you acquiesced. Because you didn't say anything. When Noble Drew Ali told you, if you don't do anything else, declare your nationality. No, these people are telling you, don't argue. Just zip the lip. Plead the what? If everything I say can be used against me, then you better say something. Use what I say against me, please. Because you people seem like you're criminals. I don't trust any of you people. Which is why the Moors came out of the car with the guns and stuff like that. Because they're on a dark highway, somebody pulls up on them. They know what's going on. Nobody came out on some commando, kicking the door open and arm down, arm facing down, hand extended. That's peace. That's not a threat. How's that a threat? Oh, it's a threat on the color. And same thing these people are talking about. Don't argue. Because if you don't argue, then they're gonna... You better say something to these people. You don't let them assume jurisdiction over you. Because you're a coward. And because you're a coward means that everybody's a coward. So you shouldn't put out your cowardice because you're not willing to take the stand that other people are willing to take. Instead of putting out your cowardice, you should probably shut the hell up and not give an opinion. That would probably be best, opposed to giving a colorable opinion. Because if you're a coward and you're not going to jump off the building anyways, then why are you talking about jumping off buildings? Did you? That guy jumped off the building. You didn't jump off the building, and you're talking about the experts of building jumping. You never even jumped off a building before. These people never faced armed whoever's and no food and can't trust the food, so you might not want to eat it, and whatever it is that they're getting, whatever it is, whatever type of treatment they're getting. If you haven't walked in those shoes, STFU. Don't make any comments. But the name of the game is fame. So people are going to say whatever it is to get their views up, because that's how they're living, off your virtues. Because they're going to tell you $500 for a consultation and you're going to pay. Because you're really a kind-hearted person or whatever, but you don't know that there's vultures out here taking advantage of people's kindness. And your dumbass doesn't want to realize that you're getting played. And then you're looking at Cujo like, well, why is he always going against his brothers or whatever? Oh, his brothers? Didn't he just rob you? Yeah, $1,500. How is that your brother? What are you talking about? How you just charge you 10 grand for paperwork and that's your brother, and you're talking about love, truth, peace, freedom and all this? What are you talking about? Oh, because he has a fez on or she has a turban on and she robbed you? That means that oh, you're not gonna bust them in the head? Oh, because they're your brother. They just took 10 grand from you and you're not sending people for people? You're chilling? All right. All right.
See, the reason that it's not necessary to do that is because the man's right was already reserved by the Second Amendment. So when you start to argue, then you take yourself out from under that.
No, you people are lost. You people are lost. This is our own land. This is not about some Second Amendment constitution or whatever. We're Aboriginal and Indigenous. Just like we don't pay taxes, we don't need licenses for anything. Because we're the indigenous people. Who are you, colonists, to try to tell us that we can't do something? We're in our own land. Is there a guilty party? Was there a crime committed? This is not Christian black codes era. You're not going to be a slave master over a Moor. The supreme law of the land is universal law. Law of the land being man-made is not the supreme law. It says supreme. How is man-made supreme? They were born with the right to bear arms. Why do you think these people got little children with arms? Not shooting each other like dumb niggers. They're learning about arms so they can protect their property. That doesn't come from the Constitution. Constitution doesn't give anybody rights. UN declarations didn't give anybody rights. It wasn't like getting rights from a paper. Oh yeah, you listen to these package seller people. So you think rights are in a paper. You're gonna go through all these processes, 500, 800, and because you think that your rights come in a paper, like a dummy. when Noble Drew Ali said you're born in America and you're a descendant of a Moroccan. So you're in your own land. We're Aboriginal and Indigenous. Ain't no constitution by some Europeans giving Moors right to bear arms. That's not what the argument is. That's their supreme law of the land. That's not the Moorish supreme law of the land. And their supreme law of the land says you have a right to bear arms. Honor your oath. Simple. Wipe your hands off and go about your business. Because there's nothing violent going on. There's no terrorists around here. There's no bombs. There's no wires. There's no tanks. Nothing. Some people going camping. Stop the BS. It's not about some constitutional right. We're Aboriginal and Indigenous. So we have every right. I don't care if you don't like it. Doesn't mean that you can abridge it. If you don't like it, deal with it. That's just what it is. Stuff is not rocket science. People make it rocket science. Most already know all this stuff is color. That's not a court. That's not a state of Massachusetts. Nothing personal. Don't get mad because you're part of a corporation and we're Aboriginal and Indigenous. Don't get mad. You're taking out something on these 11 Moors. People have jobs and all that stuff. They can't work, and then you're gonna talk about they're the terrorists. How come the terrorist isn't the guy who had these people not see their children? How come that's not the terrorist? How come the terrorist is the guy who didn't let these men see their wife and their loved ones? How about these guys aren't the terrorists when they didn't even give people their phone call? How come they didn't even get their phone call? But they're the terrorists. And then you're riding with their terrorists? They didn't even get their phone call? This is not the time to be a traitor. Because the Moor said it in one of the comments on one of the videos that this Rise of the Moor stuff lets you know who's real and who's a sellout. For real, for real. This thing happening is really showing people for who they are. Be wise. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Let's see us again later. Peace and love to all. Honors to all the mothers. Free all Moors that are in these people's clutches for nothing. Free them. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Peace and love. Islam.